Barry has taken care of his granddaughters their entire lives. He even adopted them. But 5 years ago, Barry heard the worst news a grandfather could hear, that his own son, Mike, their father, had been molesting them. Since then, Barry hasn't allowed Mike to see his girls and says he will continue protecting them unless Mike passes his lie detector test. Take a look.
My son came to live with me after his mother's suicide, and he already had an addiction issue. He was in and out of treatment and then in and out of jails, and I tried time after time after time to give him the help that he needed to put him on the right track. I've been raising my grandchildren since they were little babies, and I've been the only parent and the only stable environment that they've ever had. About 5 years ago, my son and I got into a terrible argument which ended up in a physical altercation, and he ended up being arrested and going to jail. A short while after that, the girls started acting out. They started fighting with each other, they started destroying furniture, they started just being angry all the time. I took them to anger management. During their classes, one of the counselors came to me after class and told me that they had disclosed that they had both been molested by their father, my son. Everything indicated that they had been molested by him, but there wasn't enough evidence to take it to trial. As a grandfather, I've tried to protect them and have kept them from their father for the last 5 years, but the children have seen him on social media, and they seem conflicted that they want to know what's going on with him, but they haven't changed their story a bit. The children said that he did it when he was drinking, that he touched them when he was drinking, but he denies adamantly that he ever did anything. I asked him if he would take a polygraph, and he agreed to. So that's the reason that we're here. I trusted my son, and I never thought he would do anything like that. A few years before, my son had brought home one of his jail buddies, and it turned out that he was a convicted sex offender. He brought candy to my oldest granddaughter and knelt down and was giving it to her, and the hair on my arms just stood up. I looked him up on the internet, and it turned out that he was a child molester. Looking back, I could never understand why my son would run with a convicted child molester and let him come around my grandchildren. I feel bad that I let my son come back into my house, and I allowed this to happen under my roof.
I'm not the monster he's trying to make me out to be. I've done a lot of stupid things in life. I've been a drug addict, alcoholic, I've been abusive, in and out of jail more times than I can count, but I've never touched my kids in a sexual way. It's not in my nature.
You never molested your daughters?
No, I never molested my children.
But you don't resent your father, right, for what he's doing?
No, I honestly believe somewhere in his head he believes that this has happened, and I guess I can understand the kid saying something happened. Originally, both daughters said something happened, but my oldest rescinded it. And this has been going on 5 years now. Originally, when this happened, I spent 13 months in jail. I went to trial, got found not guilty on this charge. And a little while after that, I saw my dad and my girls at the library, last time I saw them. And he let me give them a hug, and last thing I remember was seeing them in the window with tears in their eyes.
How long ago was this?
5 years.
5 years ago?
5 years.
You haven't seen your daughters in 5 years?
5 years, other than on the internet. They call me, they text me, they send me...
So you have interaction with them, but you just don't have physical contact with them?
As much as possible, at least 3-4 times a year.
You came here and took a lie detector test to prove that you haven't done this. Any chance you're going to fail?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm not that type of person.
And you'd like to be in your daughter's life?
I need to be in my kids' lives.
And you're sober now?
11 months and 5 days.
Good for you. The mother of your daughters left us a voicemail. Let's play that now.
Over the years, they have expressed to me that their father has sexually molested them. I have seen with my own eyes inappropriate touching in the past. There have been other times when he was drunk or high that there was inappropriate comments made about both of the girls' chest size. I do believe what my girls tell me, and I do firmly believe that he is guilty. Thank you for your time.
If you were drunk and high during these times, could you have done something inappropriate with your children?
Not possible. One, I never got blackout drunk around my children, and two, I'm just not the type of person. And I love my kids. I mean, I was molested when I was 8. I wouldn't wish that upon my girls. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody.
All right, well, let's meet your dad, Barry. Thank you so much.
I don't think that happened.
All right, Mike, you came here, took a lie detector test concerning molesting your daughters. And we asked you, have you done anything sexual with either of your daughters? You answered no, and the result for your lie detector test is that you did not tell the truth.
I told you!
Hold on. Can I take it again?
No.
Hold on.
We're not
Let
going to
the
give it to you
audience
again.
know how he takes the test. He gives you
Okay,
two
no,
questions.
no, listen.
All right.
I'm not going to explain, and you're not going to question the way we give you the test, because you didn't bring up any concerns before you failed, okay? You failed, and here's a man, your father, who said he would be, hard-pressed to believe that you could even pass this test, because your own daughters have told their grandfather, counselors, and everybody else that you molested them. Have you tried to change with this period of sobriety? Maybe. It's probably a good step for the rest of your life. But is your father acting in the best interest, keeping your daughters away from you physically? You're damn right.
And I'm going to continue to. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from you for the rest of their lives.
I promise you.
I love my grandbabies, and I am going to protect them from you.
Sit them down after this.
No,
sit them down.
you do not pressure them. You do not contact them on social media. You do not come around. You do not put any more stress and pressure on those
me to
kids.
work on your stuff.
Anything else you want to say to your son?
Is there a chair to throw?
This is pitiful, Steve.
It is pitiful.
No. The way he does the test.
Okay.
Let me talk, Steve.
No.
Let me
I'm not
talk.
going to let you attack Dan. I'm sorry.
No,
We've
it's
done
just
this
a
show
test
for
in
12
general.
years. I'm not going to let you attack Dan. What's pitiful is what you've done with your life. Don't blame a piece of paper. Don't blame Dan. You met us all today for the very first time. We're not the problems in your life. You are the problem in your life. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for checking in.
My grandchildren are vindicated, validated. They're not going to be called or accused of lying about this by anybody on, that are friends with him after they see this show. So I'm grateful to Steve for helping my kids to prove that they were telling the truth. And the reality is that it's not just what was discussed in there on the stage.